So yesterday, my father called me early in the morning, around 10 in the morning, and he said he mentioned that he's outside, and he's talking to the lady that was supposed to that's supposed to be making me live in her house, and I'm gonna only pay $600, and he wanted me to talk about changing his address, his old, like, he wants me to go on the United States Postal Service website to change his old address to the new address so they can send him his mail. And then he called me around what time, 9 around 8:20 or 8:30 p.m., and he had mentioned to me about changing his address. He said, "Are you ready, or you want to do it tomorrow?" I said, "I'd rather do it today." So not today. Today's December 13th, but I'm talking about December 12th. So I'm up early in the morning because I had to complete my research paper. I had to proofread it, and I also had to do my lab report early, and I also had to practice for my exam for December 16, 2023. So I told my father I'm willing to do it today. So he said, okay, get started. So I went on the United States Postal Service website, and fill out the application, and I got to the end, and they said that they couldn't verify his identity, and I had to go to his email, and I sent him a screenshot of the barcode, and I said that when you go to the United States Post Office in person, you have to show them the barcode. You need documents with your address, and you need your ID, right? And that's when they're gonna actually start sending the mail to your new address. And all of a sudden, once I finish, doing his, filling out his application and explaining to him about the process of the United States Postal Service and the old address and the new address, my father changed the conversation on me. He went from talking about address to talking about my mom's funeral that took place February 18, 2022, which is Friday, because February 17 was a Thursday. So yeah, it was a Friday. And I was put in a predicament where I only have 2 or 3 days, 2 days, right? 2 or 3 days to complete. Or was it 2 or 4? I think 2 or 3 days. And I'm really bad at when it comes to writing research papers. On top of writing this 8 or 14 page research paper, I also had to practice for my exam, which is 50 questions. So I passed both of them. Got a 96 on my research paper, and I got a 92 on my exam. So I passed both. But anyway, I was telling my father that I was put in a predicament where my last day of school and my last day to upload my research paper was on the same day. So this it seems that trying to reason with him and trying to make him understand this situation is complicated, right? Don't you tell me, oh, why didn't you go to your mom's funeral? And it's not just my schoolwork. No one even informed me where was about what's happening with my mom. Like why didn't he come here and tell me, hey, are you going to come? You need to come to the funeral. You could have showed to this, we could have arrived to my mom's apartment where I'm actually living. Is I know it's messed up, but he could have done that himself and ring the doorbell and say, "Hey, come there to see your mom." But anyway, everybody completely ghosts me like they did to me back in the Army incident back in August 27, 2011, which is a Saturday. That was an incident where I was accused of punching my cousin in the face and possessing a weapon, and I was swatted by at least 12 NYPD officers, and I didn't feel good. I have I have a heart problem. My heart regurgitates, and it flutters when I'm sleeping. Like it's as if I'm running. If you can run the whole day, it's like I'm running around the park, and my heart is just beating, or running for a bus, and it just beats very fast, and it makes me extremely tired. And to be put in a predicament where you're getting swatted by a cop by 12 NYPD officers it's ridiculous. I'm just so at the time I was 18 years old, and I had 1 week left until my senior year of high school starts. I only have 1 week left, and I had to pick up my program a week later. But I ended up getting kicked out. Was it? I ended up getting kicked out on August 27, 2011. The NYPD officer said to me that I'm not allowed to live in my aunt's house no more. I can't step into her house no more. Even though my personal belongings are in her house, like my Xbox 360 Slim, my PlayStation 3 Slim, my PS3 60 gigabytes, worth of data is there. Everything is there. Also, my games, my clothes, everything. It's ridiculous, and I didn't really have access to go there and get it myself. It was just there for months, and my TV is still there. I even paid warranty for it. I only had the TV for a whole entire year. And he just keep pestering me and telling me, oh, that I'm sick in my head. I'm not. I'm crazy. I'm not in my right mind. Try to challenge me and to do this to me. On December 12th, 2023 is ridiculous because I'm already stressing out with my college assignments. I just because as you can see here, I'm doing a research paper. As you can see here, I'm doing a research paper about. Look at this. All these pages. Look at this. I spent hours and hours doing research papers, and I had to be treated this way, and I had to study for my experimental psychology course. I have an exam, and I had to be you know pressured in this environment. It's ridiculous. The pressure is just nonstop. Keep repeating to me that there's something wrong with my brain. That I'm crazy in the head. So, like I said, this is the program that's making my father speak this way towards me, and I know I'm just trying to graduate. I just want to get myself a job because I've been applying for jobs since June 2012. Since I was 19 years old, since I graduated high school of June 2012. And I have not been successful when it comes to getting a job in real life, but only online, but only for maybe for how many years? Late 12. But I was starting to make money 2013. But people started reporting my links to Google, and Google started they started removing my links from my website, and I wasn't able to get that much traffic from my website, and I was making less money. The program would find ways to like reduce me from being able to make any income whatsoever. So I'm going based off the way I'm being treated as a human being. you know. And this treatment is not. It's really unusual. It is definitely an anomaly, and this is not supposed to be happening for a whole entire decade. It's going on to a decade. Like, why is it that I'm not able to make any progress? But I finally go to college, and I finally was able to get into college, and it seems that I had to be put in a situation where everything occurs at the same time. I had to move. My father's pressuring me, cursing me, telling me there's something wrong with my brain. I must be crazy, and it's ridiculous. And I had to, I'm suffering with my throat already. I have inflamed esophagus, and I'm talking. I'm supposed to be resting my throat. It burns when I'm talking. I also have, my nerve damage on my left side of my testicle, going into my left hand and my arm. It's ridiculous. It keeps pressuring me. And as I said, this video, as you can see here, I created this video on November 23rd, 2019. That was the day of my birthday. And I had mentioned, as you can see the transcript, I had mentioned here, I know the transcript wasn't really that accurate when it comes to picking up my voice. I said that I know for a fact I wouldn't stay here to finish college. Even if I pass, if I fail or pass, I wouldn't be able to finish college because I won't have any income. That's why. I think like this. When my brain starts to interpret this, this means that I'm onto something really big, right? That this is the program objective. The objective is to isolate me and and also derail me, just like it did when I was in first and second grade. It derailed me from moving on to the next grade. I end up getting left back because of my classmates' behaviors. And the teacher, right, like when I was in first grade, my teacher, Miss Ferrari, she would hold me accountable for my classmates' behaviors and say that there's something wrong with me. I can't, receive the same. I didn't receive the same attention as my classmates, so I was neglected by my teacher, Miss Ferrari, and she actually neglected me when I was telling her about my lunch money. She sent me down to lunch just like that, just like my mom sent me to school with a horrible stomachache, just like that. No matter how much pain I'm in, when I was what, second or third grade, I didn't feel good, and my stomach was hurting me. I was in some sharp pain. That's the treatment I received when I was a kid. No matter how much pain I'm in, that's how the program works. Um, yeah, so I had mentioned that the next week is the last week, so that's before Christmas, the week before holidays. I had to be on the streets. So this is, I spoke to the attorney, and she says this is this is it. This is final. So this is how I'm going to be treated. But at least I'll probably be able to, yeah, take my exam. The last day, what 20th or the 21st? I think that's the 20th. I'll be able to take my exam somehow. I'm just gonna purchase a hotspot just in case something goes wrong. Because this I know I have one class in person with my exam. I'm gonna try to practice. Just drinking some tea because of my flame esophagus. Um, yeah, this is what it wants. It wants me to go a whole bunch of bags, trying to remove my mom and make me helpless in a situation. I had mentioned this, and my subscriber also had talked about this when she was talking to me, talking with me back in what was it, February or March last year. It wants me to have a whole bunch of bags, carry me to go somewhere far away. I wouldn't be able to stay here to finish college. I'm talking about this apartment. This wants me in the streets, right? And just like my mom, she said to me back in June, was it June 2000, June 20th or June 21st, 2021, she said to me, that she's like my father. My father talks about my father went from talking about United States Postal Service to actually to me, being crazy in the head because I didn't go to my mom's funeral. That's completely, he just completely derailed the conversation. That's like my mom. During the day, during the time we went outside, she was mentioning about umbrella, and I came back and I went outside, and then all of a sudden she just cuts me off from speaking, and then she tells me that I'm gonna be in the streets with all of my personal belongings, and I wouldn't know what to do. I'm gonna be sitting in the streets, looking so stupid while people pass by me, knowing that I wouldn't know, I wouldn't know what to do. So this is exactly what it wants. It wants me in a predicament where I do not know what to do. And I had mentioned this, right? Right. I talked about I talked about pretty much a lot on this video, like finding employment. And, my father, I talked about I was on the streets. My father actually had me on the streets back in May, was it May 15th, May 15th, 2012. That's a Saturday. I was on the streets for at least a few hours. And the only person who saved me, came to my rescue, was my mom with my sister. She said, "What the hell is going on here? Why are they having the streets, like this?" And I start, that's a Saturday, and my class, right, my school starts on Monday. And to put a person who go, put a senior out on the streets, a person who goes to high school, and they have a month and 2 weeks left for school, is messed up, right? Because that's also trying to derail me from being able to get myself a high school diploma so I can have a job. So this is how the program treats me. Just like it got me left back 2 times, as I said earlier, right? I ended up graduating late, even though I was able to graduate because I moved from my father's place, my father's girlfriend place. I mean, and my father's girlfriend. Um, the same day I graduated high school of June, what, 14, 15, around the week of that one, around that week of 2012. Uh, I had to give the case because I was living in a shelter with my mom and sister, a family shelter. I had to give the case manager, your caseworker, my my report card and my transcript, and she handed me a job search form. She said to me, "You have to start looking for a job tomorrow early in the morning." I'm like, wait. And, there is a problem at that time because I depended on school for breakfast and lunch. And my mom, right, before before we just started living together again, right, because my mom and my sister were living in a shelter, in the shelter together. And they don't have me on their food stamp. And my mom is, saying that she doesn't have much money in her food stamp. And we were starving. And I had money in the bank. I had money in the bank, but yeah, the food is very expensive. So just went down to $15. I only had $15 in the bank, and we were starving. And I had the case manager on my back telling me I need to go outside early in the morning and walk around. This is the type of treatment that I received. And to know that the program, because it says it here, so all my subscribers who or any my subscribers from 2019 from past this date who look at this video, they would be the only ones who know that they would know the reason why I didn't go to my mom's funeral, right? I wanted to get this far with college because if I skip my, even if I told the professor my mom passed away, it would probably take me days to sit down and because I spent how many days? I didn't get sleep. I was up all night, all the way to morning each day, trying to complete my research paper. As like I'm doing right now, it's 6:34 a.m. in the morning, right? And I'm trying to complete my lab report and my research paper and study for my exam. So it would be you know, just like this. Um, and if I went, pretty much would not been able to turn in my research paper and I wouldn't be able to concentrate on my exam, or we could say have any information about knowing what to how to even answer the questions on the exam, and also concentrate because my mom and my sister, the funeral. So I would pretty much end up repeating the course because the research paper is required for me to pass the course according to the professor syllabus. Um, and I would not be going to Queens College, a 4-year college, because I start at that year, fall 2022 is when I started the college, a 4-year college, Queens College. So pretty much, instead of going to a 4-year college, I would pretty much be repeating the course, fall 2022, just one course, and the people around me would just keep repeating that I need to get a job, right? And pretty much I would be in college longer than right now. You know, I gotten this far, and all it cares about is derailing me. So I know that there was a person on Reddit who read my post, and that they had emailed, they had private messaged me, noticing that they mentioned about getting stopped by cops, and they let all the other people pass by, and and he noticed that there's social engineering going on, and it like that the artificial, and he just said, what, the artificial like intelligence like to trigger anxiety and also depression. Well, that's what it does. That's what it does to me, right? And I feel depressed because no one gives me a job. That's how I went to see a therapist when I was in Florida because I was depressed. No one gave me a job, and I was in the same predicament. Living in a palm hotel with my mom and my sister, and I was I was sitting in a room, inhaling pesticide spray, which is cancerous, and it was very dusty in there. And you know what? I was feeling depressed. Can't get no partner. Can't have my own place and can't get a job. So I was like always, complaining on the internet. As you see here on my channel, I complain about how my environment is, and how people treat me. I said I can't get a job. I tried figuring out why, well, what's going on. I would sit there for hours trying to figure out what's happening, and I got an idea that I created. I created an idea, and I said that there's a program that governs people, and that the people do not make no choices for themselves, and the program doesn't want me to get a job because it may affect the program from governing the people, or you could say maintaining civilization. And I keep trying every single day. I keep trying over and over and over. And I didn't give up. Keep trying every single day on going on websites, different websites, speaking to people, and I noticed that the internet at the Palm Hotel would just go off, and all of a sudden, the staff members would ask my mom about ask my mom questions about me. They were interested in prying into my personal life, and I'm like, like the front desk receptionist at the Palm Hotel back in July July 13, 14, 2016. She asked my mom, "What is your son?" She asked my mom if your son, which is me, going crazy for the internet. And I'm like, wait, and because the kids keep pestering her about the internet, knowing that my sister lives inside, the same room as me, and she's on her summer break, as well as the kids. So why is it that my sister's being left out, right? Only if you could tell that she's fixated on me, just like my mom. You know, years later, she's confronting me about being on the streets, and she doesn't do that to my sister. My sister's unemployed, while I'm a full time college student. I spent hours and hours. I was exhausted from that day when I went outside because we was supposed to be heading towards Green Acres Mall. I was exhausted because I was up all night preparing myself for my statistic exam. So, this exam is really difficult because I don't have a good professor who can teach me the steps. And I know my classmates said, "Oh my gosh, what grade you got?" I get 57. I can't find any solutions to these equations when I was taking the statistic exam. I went on, what you call it, Chegg, to actually help me with the exam, and Chegg was helpful. But anyway, I put so much effort in school. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that I have to experience this type of treatment. It's madness. It's madness, man. It's terrible. It's a terrible situation here that's happening with me. Not looking good at all. And to know that I was correct, and the information in my notes, right? That the AI deleted my notes. It's crazy that this happens. And it not only deletes my notes, it completely destroyed my smartphone. It's ridiculous. And at times, my I know my I have a difference. I have how many? I have a more than one smartphone with this information. Or just completely wipes the information from my notes, my calendar notes app. Just completely just vanish like it never existed. Ridiculous. So yeah, pretty much this is the case. This is the last week I have with this place, and I may do a live stream. I have another phone. I have another phone that I have in my book bag. I have more than one phone. And I purchased a 1 terabyte SD card so I can actually store all the images. And I have 128 gigabyte internal storage. Um, it's the worst semester, man. It's the worst. Horrible. It's a terrible situation here. You know, and my father just keeps repeating the same response to me about me being crazy, and then my mom, and then my sister just completely ditched me. And I had mentioned in my, I had recently recorded a video, but I didn't get to upload it yet. Like I had a family friend back in 2014. She lived in New York City, and me and my mom and sister we was living in Florida. And the family friend texted my mom saying, ditch Andrew, ditch me," because my aunt kept telling the family that I don't want to work, even though I fill out job applications for Cracker Barrel as a dishwasher. I fill out an application for Burger King as a chef. I fill out an application for Target and Walmart as a to stock the inventory. I put in for all different times. I put in for everything. Like the dates. Like I said, I'm willing to work anytime, any day. That's what I put on there, and not a single person called me at all. They didn't call me. I mean, they didn't call any. They didn't call me. So I'm like trying to figure out why they didn't call me. What's the purpose of doing that to me? And I also put in for an office job at Clearwater. They also ignored me. So yeah, it's not looking good at all. Because even if I manage to pass these courses, right, I would have 7 courses left. 7 courses left, which means I'm close to graduating. But the problem is, one of those classes is online, is in person. So I'm trying to see if I can switch that one. In case I end up in a predicament and I can't go to class in person, that withdraw from at least drop out of that course and put another course so I can receive financial aid and take the one in the summertime. Because it seems, even though I have money, I don't have income, but I have money saved from school, and my father gave me some money. You know, at least I have money like over how much, $7,000. It's enough to pay for a room, for months. So I could be able to be able to go to school and finish the in-person class. It's ridiculous, man. This is madness. And the school just keeps stretching along. And this is the longest time I ever had at school, because I remember last last year, December 13 was, I think that December 13 was the last day for school. Was it, or was it no, 19, I believe. 18, 19 was the last day because I had the exam and I passed it. It's the worst. It's the worst semester. Oh man. And they want all of my personal belongings out. They're saying that they're gonna put a lock in the door if I don't move out. What else? That I wouldn't be able to get all of my stuff out of it. I had to pay. So it's madness. It's becoming a horrible environment. To know that this is happening to me is ridiculous. I'm a good person. I work so hard and I'm not treated fairly in society. That's it seems that, or you could say New York City. I'm not treated right in New York City. I was born here and I can't get a job. I was born here. I'm not able to have a place where I can sit down and concentrate on my education. So it's ridiculous. That really shows that that I'm not equal to the people in society. So how is it fair that the rest of the people can have jobs and income and I'm not allowed to? and a place to so they can sit down and concentrate. And I have the money, and I'm not allowed to have a place. Ridiculous. I have the money, but to actually rent a room, but no one wants to actually give me a room. They turn me down, or ignore me. So it's a treatment. It's like a job. The job just turn me down or ignore me. Yeah, here is terrible. One of the most terrible places I ever lived in my life. So thanks for watching, and I may upload a video and another video later on. Now I had created a recent video, so you'll see this video and the previous video uploaded. But if I don't have a chance to upload a video by what, Saturday or Sunday or the next following day, I would be doing a live stream, moving out. So it's I have to show people how I'm being treated, because it's definitely not a fair treatment. And I upload my grades, I upload my GPA, and show show people that this is not a fair treatment. I kept up my end, and this is how it goes for me. So thank you for watching.